They just opened the first royal tomb found since King Tut, and it was completely empty. Archaeologists just found the first pharaonic tomb in the Valley of the Kings since Tutankhamun in 1922, but when they opened it, it was almost completely empty. Torchlight illuminates bare stone walls. No gold, no sarcophagus, nothing. So, where did everything go? In 2024, a joint Egyptian-Japanese archaeological mission working in the Valley of the Kings on the west bank of Luxor, Egypt, made a discovery that sent shockwaves through the Egyptological community. The team uncovered the entrance to a previously unknown royal burial chamber, one now attributed to Thutmose II, an 18th dynasty pharaoh who ruled ancient Egypt approximately 3,500 years ago. For over a century, since Howard Carter unearthed Tutankhamen's glittering tomb in 1922, the search for a new royal burial in the valley had come up empty. Dozens of missions, decades of digging, nothing of this magnitude. So when this tomb's sealed entrance was breached, the world held its breath. And then, the silence inside said everything. Unlike the jaw-dropping treasure troves that defined Egypt's golden age of archaeology, the tomb of Thutmose II presented researchers with something unexpected and in many ways more intriguing, a nearly empty chamber. The burial shaft and connected chambers bore all the hallmarks of a royal tomb. Fine limestone construction, remnants of painted decoration on the walls, and crucially, hieroglyphic inscriptions confirming the identity of the intended occupant. This was undeniably a king's resting place. But the treasures? The canopic jars, the gilded furniture, the shaptis, the ritual objects that Egyptian royalty were entombed with for their journey into the afterlife. Gone, almost entirely absent. What the team did find were fragments, traces of what had once been there. Evidence of ancient flooding was also discovered inside the chambers, with layers of silt suggesting the tomb had been inundated by Nile floodwaters at some point in antiquity. This is where the story gets complicated and controversial. Egyptologists have proposed two primary explanations for the tomb's emptiness, and they are not mutually exclusive. The first theory points to ancient tomb robbers. Looting was rampant in ancient Egypt, and virtually every royal tomb in the Valley of the Kings shows evidence of plundering, sometimes within decades of the burial. Thutmose II's tomb, if left vulnerable, would have been an obvious target. The second, and far more captivating, theory involves Queen Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut, one of ancient Egypt's most powerful and remarkable rulers, was the wife of Thutmose II and later became pharaoh herself. Historical evidence suggests she had an extraordinarily complex relationship with his legacy. Some researchers now propose that Hatshepsut may have ordered the deliberate and careful removal of Thutmose II's burial goods, possibly to protect them from flooding or to consolidate royal power and resources. If so, the contents were moved to a secondary location that remains unidentified to this day. It's important to note, this theory remains a hypothesis. It is not universally accepted and is actively debated among Egyptologists. No physical evidence directly confirms Hatshepsut's involvement. Scholars continue to study the stratigraphic flood layers and residual artifact traces for further clues. Adding to the mystery, the mummy believed to be Thutmose II was discovered in the Deir el-Bahari royal cache in 1881, a mass reburial site where ancient priests moved royal mummies during a period of instability. This raises further questions about the timeline of events following his original interment. This discovery matters, not despite its emptiness, but because of it. An intact, treasure-filled tomb tells us what an ancient king was buried with. An empty tomb, one that was deliberately cleared, tells us something rarer: how ancient Egyptians themselves responded to threats, to floods, to political change, and to the imperative of protecting the sacred dead. It also reopens one of archaeology's most enduring questions: where's the lost cache of Thutmose II's burial goods? If Hatshepsut or her priests relocated the contents, they may be waiting to be found, perhaps beneath another part of the Theban necropolis, or in a site we haven't yet thought to look. Every unanswered question here is a doorway into a chapter of human history we have not yet fully written. Here's what I want you to think about, and I want your answer in the comments below. If Queen Hatshepsut did secretly move everything out of this tomb, was she protecting a pharaoh's legacy or erasing it? And if the missing contents are still out there, waiting to be found, what do you think they are? Drop your theory below. Some of the best answers in archaeology started as a hunch. If this story caught you off guard, good. That's what ancient Egypt does. It waits 3,500 years and then surprises you. If you found this fascinating, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this channel. Share this with someone who loves history or archaeology, because discoveries like this deserve a wider audience. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and turn on notifications because we cover stories exactly like this one, where history refuses to stay buried. I'll see you in the next one.